this week, so I haven't been able to start them like I wanted to. I wanted to start them last Monday, but I've been really busy. But yeah, I'm hopefully gonna start adding them now, so that you guys can come back to the stories if you fall asleep and whatnot. As always, very quickly before we start, if you do want to see more content from me, I offer custom videos on Fiverr and Buy Me a Coffee. I have channel memberships, 99p a month, for one extra video a week, custom emojis, badges, that sort of thing. And I'm on another website called Tinklebay. So, if you're interested in more of my content or just ways to support the channel further, then all those links will be in the description. But let's just get into the video. I really hope that you guys enjoy. Also, I'm thinking about changing my intro, keeping the intro the same, but giving the info where people can find me also at the end of the video instead, just to make the intros quicker and more streamlined. So let me know what you guys think of that. But let's just get started. This first one is by Real Focus 9127. It's titled, "Am I the a-hole for not sending baby pics to my sister?" I had a baby 5 weeks ago, September 29th. I shared pictures with my parents the day of, and they posted them on Facebook within 24 hours. I also posted pictures a couple days later. My 28-year-old sister liked all of them. On October 11th, I get the following text message from my stepmom. "WTF, you haven't sent a picture of the baby to your sister." I was pretty irritated at the WTF usage and opted not to respond. Yesterday, I get the following text. "I understand Dad's name reached out to you yesterday. Could you please explain to me why you could send cousin's name, pictures of baby's name, but not your sister? What has your sister ever done to you, except go out of her way when she is here to visit? I find this unacceptable. Side note, my dad did call and we had a pleasant catch-up, but he made no mention of any of this." I was super pissed with the tone of her message and decided to call her. I explained that I sent pictures to my cousin because he texted me saying congratulations and asked for some. I let her know that my sister liked all the photos on Facebook immediately and has not reached out to me to say congratulations or ask for photos. To which she said, "Well, your sister is going to school full-time and working full-time, so she's busy." I replied, "I just had a baby, so yes, I'm pretty busy and exhausted too." She started accusing me of having problems with my sister, which I never have. My parents have had a lot of problems with her. I'm just not close with my sister. I'm 10 years older than her and we are at very different phases in our lives. I reached out to her periodically and vice versa, but this is the first time I've heard of us having an issue. I just find this whole thing really bizarre. this anytime, let alone now, is the way to handle this. I'm assuming, but it feels like my stepmom and sister made a huge issue out of nothing. My sister could have just sent me a text like my cousin did. Not the a-hole, this one is really bizarre to me. I mean, if the sister wanted pictures, she could have asked. How is the OP supposed to know she wants pictures if she doesn't ask? And it's the case of like, she saw pictures from Facebook, so with her age, like she's 28 years old, she's a capable woman, so I thought, I would think that she's fine just seeing the ones up on Facebook and stuff, otherwise she would come and ask herself for more pictures. Like, she's a grown adult, she can communicate that. I wanna know, like, did the sister just offhandedly mention this to the stepmom, or has the sister actually complained about it? Because from what we've just heard how the stepmom is feeling about it. Like, we don't even know if like the stepmom's just taking it out of context, like just really spiraling with the whole thing. The sister might not actually be bothered. But yeah, the stepmom sounds a bit nuts. Okay, this next one is by independent_staff_30. It's titled, "Am I the a-hole for trying to fix things with my mum and immediately regretting it?" After giving birth, I wanted to set some boundaries with my mother. Fewer visits, more peace and quiet, a little respect for our new routine. She took it very badly. She publicly humiliated me, called me selfish, and cut off all contact, playing the victim. Since then, she keeps telling anyone who will listen that she doesn't understand what she did wrong. My sister, who still lives with her, took her side. With her wedding approaching, she told me I had to make peace and apologize because we only have one mother. I wanted to avoid a major conflict, so I gave in. My mother invited her sisters to the wedding against the wishes of the bride and groom. These are the very same sisters who harassed me to apologize. She even offered to pay for their meals to force everyone to attend. I didn't want my sister's day to be ruined, so I decided to take the first step and go see her. When I arrived, she said, "Well, it took you long enough." She claimed she was a little sick, but I later learned she had COVID. Despite this, she held my baby, kissed her hands, which she often puts in her mouth, as babies do, and burned incense throughout the house. Very quickly, my daughter started breathing strangely. We opened the windows and she seemed a little better, but soon after she became ill, and so did I. When my stepfather came downstairs, she placed my baby in his arms without asking me. He had just sprayed himself with heavy cologne and pressed his face against hers. My daughter started screaming. I washed her face and we left immediately. Since then, my mother has been telling me she can't forgive me until she knows what I hold against her. She complains to the family, posts pointed stories on Instagram, and everyone keeps telling me to apologize because we only have one mother. Since she and my stepfather have money, which they lend or give to certain relatives, everybody takes their side. My biological father, influenced by my sister, even asked me if these moments of solitude had done me any good. I burst into tears. And it doesn't end there. My mother had promised her sister, without telling me, that we would put her son's name on our mailbox, so he would have a Swiss address. When my aunt called to thank me, I was stunned. I politely refused. My mother, embarrassed, then told her sister that we lived in social housing to justify our refusal. Obviously, that's false, but it's easier for her to put me down than to admit that she spoke on my behalf. Today, I don't know what to do anymore. My sister's wedding is in a week, and I want everything to go well for her. But if I stay silent, I'm condoning it. If I speak up, I risk blowing everything up. I might be the a-hole because I agreed to visit my mom, even though I knew she manipulates me emotionally. I wanted to keep the peace for my sister's wedding, but my decision led to my baby getting sick. Maybe I should have stayed firm with my boundaries instead of trying to fix things. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. The common theme in this story is that no matter what, no matter how many times you've had discussions and whatnot, your mum keeps crossing boundaries, keeps speaking ahead, speaking for you and making decisions, and keeps just going ahead with whatever she wants to do without even running it by you first, even when it risks the baby's health. In no way would I hold a baby knowing I had COVID. I wouldn't even attend the get together or whatever, because I would not want to make the baby sick. I also wouldn't want to make anyone else sick. I think that's common decency, is it not? I understand it's hard though, especially when the rest of the family are of course swayed by the mum, because they get help financially from her and stuff. So it's definitely hard because the OB must feel very isolated and almost ganged up on and stuff. So, but yeah, not the a-hole. This next one is by initial_. days of seasonal jobs since my graduation from college in spring of 2024. I typically stick to the national parks. These jobs take me all over the country, show me things I'd never otherwise see, and introduce me to some of the most amazing people this world has to offer. I love the challenges posed by every job and location. This lifestyle makes me happy. My mother, 62, female, however, feels differently. She likes having me close and knowing I'm safe. I can't blame her. How could you blame a mum for worrying about her son? The issue is the way she acts every time I leave home. It's always a fight. She feels that I'm abandoning her, acting selfishly, and never fails to remind me that one day I won't be here anymore, and how regretful I'll be when that day comes. Every time I find another job away from home, it crushes her. She expects me to stay home, get a safe job with benefits, and begin saving for retirement. But I'm in my 20s. I don't want to do that. I don't know what I want for my life, and I'm not going to stagnate around my hometown while I try to figure it out. I have also tried to play a game before, following a summer job working as a security guard. I got very interested in law enforcement. I joined my hometown sheriff's office and moved back home. I loved that job. I lived at home, got great benefits, and had a lot of fun. But that department was stuck in time and was going to end up on the wrong side of history. So I resigned and went back to what I was good at. I just had an interview for a job at Grand Canyon National Park, and I've been told to expect a job offer in the coming days. If offered, I intend to accept. I just got home from my last seasonal job, and I know it'll be an absolute fight if I tell her I've gotten another. I do my best to be home for holidays and birthdays, but if I get this job, I'll be spending my first Christmas away from home and she'll be devastated. My father and her don't have the closest relationship, and my 3 older sisters, all of whom live in the area, really make no extra effort to be attentive to our mum. I love my mum, and I'm the biggest mama's boy you'll ever meet, but I don't want to spend my entire youth appeasing her. I'm racked with guilt every time I leave home, but know I'll be regretful when I'm older for not taking advantage of these opportunities. Life out there makes me happy. Am I the a-hole for leaving my family to continue being a transient? No, absolutely not. I understand that it's upsetting for her, and it's upsetting for you too because of how she reacts. But at the end of the day, it is not your job to regulate your mum's emotions. It's not your job to make her happy. It's not your job to appease her in every way. You know, you're her kid, and as a parent, mum is frankly being selfish and a bad parent by guilting you into being there for her rather than letting you live your life. Go forth and do all the national park jobs. It's a great life to live. Sincerely, a dad. That's a very sweet comment, and it is true. I understand she's just having trouble with it. And you know, she's probably feeling lonely, but at the end of the day, she needs to kind of push those emotions down and send her son off with all the best wishes. Especially because she does have like daughters and stuff. It shouldn't be up to him to constantly kind of babysit the mum. Like, I'm not saying it's their job either, but you know. Sorry about my dog in the background. Okay, this next one is by Doc_Woody. It's titled, Am I the a-hole for docking my son's allowance? The amount he made my premium go up. I, 50 male, just switched insurance companies to try and save money because I've instituted a monthly budget to stop our overspending in our family of 5. 48 female, 19 male, 16 female, 13 female, and 5 cats, and then of course himself. The new insurance company asked for 19 males driver's ed completion certificate. I contacted the company who said he cannot get the certificate because he skipped the online portion. My son passed the in-class and road tests, but has an objection to online driver's ed because it's pointless. I explained that no matter how pointless it feels, it was a term of our contract with them and he broke it, and the result is that my insurance is $13 a month more than it would have been had he completed the course. I still give him an allowance and I've reduced it by that $13 a month because I hold him 100% responsible for not completing his course, which cost $715 by the way. Am I the a-hole? Am I being petty for nickeling and diming a young man, shaking him down to help pay my bills? My other options included just to take him off my policy and forbid him to drive at all, or make him reimburse me the $715 I paid for his driver's ed. I didn't do any of that. I think I'm invoking a natural consequence based on real-world impact and not vengeance. It's literally one or less Mary Brown's 3-piece combo per month. I don't know what that is. I imagine that's some kind of food, American food. But no, not the a-hole. I mean, he was aware that he was supposed to complete that part of the course per the contract, and like the OP, the dad is saying, it doesn't matter if it feels pointless. There's a lot of things in life that I think are pointless and stupid and null, but you have to go ahead and do it or follow the rules. It's just how it is. You're just making it harder on yourself by being really stubborn about it. Just get it done. sure he would have hated having the ability to drive taken away from him, that freedom being gone. I'm sure he'd rather pay $13 a month because it's not really that much in the bigger picture, So yeah, I don't think you have the AL for that. Okay, this next one is by OK-Growth-7745. It is titled, Am I the A-hole for telling my mum that she's being unreasonable? My 31 male uncle, 73, passed away, leaving everything to his roommate, 71 male. My mum, 60, is still very upset about this. She has been for a month now, saying there must have been some sort of undue influence. I told her that they lived together for 45 years. There's nothing weird about the will because of that. He can leave his money and stuff to whoever he wants. But then my mum said she'll contest it. She kept asking me to talk to my friend who's a lawyer to see if he knows anyone who specializes in this field. So I told her she's being unreasonable. She got very angry at me. My dad said I shouldn't judge her when she's still struggling with the loss of her brother. Not the AO. It's in the well, he left the stuff for a roommate. I think it's very entitled and very and just awful in general, like morally and stuff. When people think they have some sort of right or entitlement or ownership over a deceased person's belongings or assets or finances, it's crazy. Like, I understand if it's been left to you, then yeah, that's yours to do what you will with. But to contest what they wanted is insane. That was their choice to make, and it should be left at that. You don't hold any superior entitlement over it. You're not owed it. It was never your stuff to begin with. I don't know. I just find it insanely entitled to ever think that way. Also, people are saying, like, in the comments, like, there's a huge chance that her brother was gay and that his roommate was his partner because of them being older. It wasn't during their, like, prime or whatever you might want to say. It wasn't legal to, like, get married, or it wasn't as accepted as it is now, being gay. They would have had a hard time of it. So I do agree. I'm not saying that is the case, but I do agree there's a big chance that maybe they were together. And in that case, yeah, the belongings should go to the partner. But even if it wasn't, they're very clearly good friends, like best friends, and platonic love is just as important as romantic love. So either way, whatever the case was, it doesn't matter. They obviously cared about each other very much, and the brother, the uncle, has chosen to give the belongings to the roommate, and that should just be the end of it. Okay, this next one is by negative_appeal_5928. It's titled, Am I the A-hole wife and I live in a small condo with a 1-year-old son and 2 cats. My mother-in-law has a small Maltese dog, which is very loud, always barking. This dog has growled at our son multiple times and even tried to bite him in the past. On top of that, our 2 cats get very upset whenever she brings the dog over to our place. They will hide under the bed and hiss. My mother-in-law has noticed this and has apologized that the cats are uncomfortable. While we let her bring her dog in the past, the last time we decided that the dog wasn't safe for our son and that the cat shouldn't have to deal with seeing this dog if it makes them uncomfortable. I decided that I didn't want her dog to visit anymore with her. My wife has said multiple times she doesn't want the dog over either, but she's afraid to offend her mother. Her mother will bring the dog to Okay, there's a typo. I'm just gonna try and make sense of it. One sec. Her mother will bring the dog to restaurants, shopping malls, under the guise that the dog is a service animal, and even attempted to bring her into the hospital when our son was born, before she was told no. The other day we invited her over and I told her when she comes to not bring the dog. She got really angry and started yelling on the phone, saying she wouldn't bother coming, only her husband will come. It's been almost 2 weeks. My wife tried to call her and she hasn't picked up. My father-in-law said she's offended because she brought the dog in the past. I told him we decided after the last time the dog came, and our son's safety was at risk, as well as the fact that the cats were upset, meant that we decided going forward that other than our 2 cats, no pets are allowed at our home anymore. I explained that it's not a direct attack, but if anyone else wanted to bring a pet, we would also say they could not. Apparently, my mother-in-law expects us to contact her even though we did twice and she didn't answer. I have decided I'm not contacting her and she can contact me or my wife if she wants to talk, after she ignored my wife's 2 calls. Am I the a-hole? No. Sorry, I've got a sore throat at the minute, so I'm just trying to stay hydrated. No, you're not the a-hole. I mean, even if she's been allowed to bring the dog in the past, that doesn't mean she will in future. And especially 1, because she knows it upsets the cats, and 2, they've got a young child now, and last time the dog was exhibiting, signs of aggression, or at the very least being uncomfortable around the kid. Of course, they need to put their child's safety first, and I'm sorry, but even if it was just the fact of, we just don't want the added stress or mess of the dog being there, that's also fine. It's their house. They don't really need to explain themselves. I would never, ever, ever expect other people to accommodate, my dog. Even if they had in the past, every single time, it would be a question of, is Crystal allowed to come? And if they said no, I wouldn't even ask why. I'd be like, okay, that's fine, we'll arrange for her to be looked after. But also, I wouldn't take my dog because she's very reactive. She's not friendly. She's friendly with people that she knows, but she's a very reactive, very nervous and unpredictable dog, so I don't make she is childish and self-centered. Let her have a little hissy fit and not come over until she decides to act the way she should. That's exactly how I feel. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3. Got 4 more. I'm recording this on a Saturday. I don't usually record on the weekend because I'm usually spending time relaxing and with my fiance because he works a lot during the week. But he is having a movie marathon with his friend today. They went out for breakfast and now they're having like a guy's day, so I thought that's perfect. Like, I'll try and get ahead of some of next week's videos and then I'll have myself a little chill gaming day after. So I can make a bit of a longer video because I usually record in the middle of the day in the week when, you know, there's workers outside, there's people at home, school kids going past because they walk up and down my road to get to the swimming baths, like different classes of kids. And also I go to work twice a day, morning and afternoon school time, so I don't have as much time on top of like general chores, looking after my dog, to record the longer videos lately, because I have just been busy. So it's nice to have this sit down today and have a chance to, you know, go for a bit longer, is what I was trying to say. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Okay, this next one is by paleontologist Low 927. It's titled, one second, I am gonna have a piece of gum to try and soothe my throat a bit as well, because that usually helps, because it makes you like salivate more, I guess, or whatever. Anyway, it's titled, Am I the a-hole for not having my parents at my wedding ceremony? I, female 29, had a small wedding ceremony on Halloween. Oh, sorry for that weird throat noise. And at a party the day after. I didn't want my parents at the ceremony, but I invited them to the party. They are divorced and have done nothing but bring stress to my life for many years. My mom has also said and done some very hateful things, including choosing multiple men over me and my brother, and also running off and getting married to one of those men, who she has since divorced. I've also stupidly gotten married at 18 and had a huge wedding which both parents were at, which didn't last long. Shocker, I know. It was out of state from where I'm originally from. My father didn't come at all. My aunt insisted on bringing my mother, and they came a day before the ceremony was supposed to be. I never told them where the ceremony was. I invited some very close friends and my brother to the ceremony, and my now husband's, male 28, immediate family were there along with his best friend. At the party, my aunt made a passive-aggressive comment to me about not being told what the ceremony was. I love my aunt, and I would have loved for her to be at the ceremony, but my family likes to push my mum on me. So she made her choice, and I made mine. Am I the a-hole? No. At the end of the day, it's your wedding, so you call all the shots. you 100% make the shots. And if what makes you comfortable is not having your parents there, then do not have them there, because you'll regret it later on. Yeah, especially after saying that they've brought nothing but stress. Okay, here's another wedding one. It's by Comprehensive Hat 1319. It's titled, "Am I the a-hole for attending my brother's wedding, even though my wife couldn't?" Me and her, both age 27, are in a relationship since 6 years. College time, and got married 2 years ago. Happy, healthy relationship overall, what I honestly think. We both up ahead well with each other's family too. My younger brother recently got married on the 2nd of November. It was a high-cost wedding. Only the close ones were invited, like 15 to 20 people from his side. Me and my wife were obviously invited. The issue is, she works in a bank where leaves are very limited and hard to get. I'm carrying my dad's business, hence I'm my own boss and can take as much leave as I want. To attend the event we needed at least 5 days, as it was a destination wedding at a very beautiful place. She tried, but as expected, it wasn't possible for her to come. We both were sad and confused, but I had to tell if I'm coming or not to my brother in advance, as he was doing the travel preparation of everyone into traveler vehicles. So, with a super heavy heart, I decided to go. It isn't like she wasn't invited. The blame goes to the circumstances. I said the same to her, comforting and asking if she wants me to do any favours before going to the wedding. I got her favourite chocolates before going too. She behaved neutral. I knew she was feeling left out, but it was my beloved brother's wedding after all. Now, since my return, she's giving me the cold shoulder and gets miffed whenever someone shares the wedding pics or talks about it on the family group. I try to clear my intentions again, but she is listening from one ear and throwing it out from the other one. Am I the a-hole? No, not at all. I understand, she's feeling upset and left out and, experiencing a bit of FOMO and whatever, but at the end of the day, it's your brother's wedding and you two are very close and you wanted to go and you had the ability to go. Like you said, it wasn't a case of like her being left out, like, oh, she's not invited. It's just unfortunately with her job, she doesn't have the same opportunity to take time off as you, and yes, that sucks. It's crap, but at the end of the day, there isn't much you can do about it, and I don't think anyone should ever expect their partner or their friend or whoever it may be to miss such an important event for both them and, their brother or whoever it is in relation to them, just because you can't also attend. Like, it's really selfish. If this was me and my fiance, I would very much encourage him to go, even though I know he would feel bad leaving me behind or whatever. It would be a case of, I can't go, there's nothing we can do about that, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go. Like, go, have fun for both of us, maybe FaceTime me here and there, take some lovely pictures, Additional-delay 309. It's titled, Am I the a-hole for asking my siblings to contribute to Thanksgiving this year? Background. My sister and I own our family home. We bought it from our parents, and it's where everyone gathers for holidays, since it's bigger and easier to fit us all. One sibling and significant other lives 5 hours away, and another and their significant other flies in from the East Coast. They all stay with us to save on a hotel. Here's the issue. For the past few years, the ones coming from out of town haven't contributed anything to Thanksgiving. No food, cooking help, or cleaning up afterwards. They also expect breakfast, lunch, and or snacks before the main meal. I do most of the cooking. Sister-in-law does the turkey and the rolls, and our mum jumps in towards the end to help, but that's it. Meanwhile, everyone else is chatting and hanging out. After the meal, they all move to the couch while I'm stuck on cleanup and dessert duty. I'll admit it is my fault for setting the precedent by doing everything myself, but they are all adults. Get off your ass and help with something. I understand they are spending money to come see us, and it's wonderful to see them, but it's costing me a lot of money and time to host them. The sister I share the house with says we shouldn't ask for money, because they are already spending so much to see us, but she also doesn't do anything for meals or getting the house ready for guests. She works a lot, so it falls on me to do a lot of it. Would I be the a-hole if I asked them to either chip in some way or help clean up afterwards? In my opinion, I feel like people might have mixed opinions on this one because they're travelling further away, and that's obviously gonna take time and cost money, etc. But also, like she said, like hosting also takes time and money, and it's a very demanding task. I think, emotionally, mentally, what's the word? Like socially, it's very draining, and yeah, it's a lot. I don't think you would be the a-hole. I think you should definitely ask if people can, like help out. Like, oh, maybe can you bring this year? Like, can you prepare this like side dish and bring it with you in a warmer or something? Or like, can you guys help with the dishes or this and that? Someone in the comments said, you won't be the a-hole. Have you considered assigning specific tasks to individuals? For example, Joe, bring those dishes into the kitchen, thanks. Mary, you're in charge of blah blah this year. James has the broom in the closet over there, sweep up for us. If you don't give people specific tasks, they tend to not do anything, assuming that you've got it covered, which is, yeah, I do agree with that. I think a lot of the time people may not step in and help if they're not told to, because they have a think that it's covered, or even like the thought just may not cross their mind because they're just chatting away, and or on top of that, they may not want to be rude by encroaching on your space or snooping around, like looking for stuff. Or, I know some people like really hate other people helping out because they want to fully do it by themselves. So maybe they're also worried about offending you in that way, which may sound like stupid or whatever, but yeah. So I think the best thing to do would be to like have a group chat or something and basically explain like it's a lot of work to people mind chipping in with certain chores and stuff like that, and This brings me to my current situation. I recently found out through a friend at my church that my son is romantically involved with another man. Sorry about my throat's making all kinds of noises, guys. I'm so sorry. At first, I was just surprised, but after I digested the news, I was concerned that he clearly didn't feel able to share this important part of his life with me. We live in a more conservative part of the US, and I am an active churchgoer, and we had never really discussed sexuality as a family. As such, I was concerned that he thought I would disown him or something, when in reality, I just love him and want him to find the happiness I had with his mother, whatever form that takes. In the end, I decided it would be best to address it directly with him, so he knew I loved and supported him, and he didn't have to worry about telling me. I invited him over for a beer, told him what I knew, and expressed as best I could that it wasn't something he needed to hide from me. He's very much like me and not too great at emotions, but after his initial shock, he hugged me and told me he appreciated it. I felt like the conversation went well and I was closer to him. Sorry, I think the wire for my headphones is rubbing on the desk, and I don't want it to be making like a really bad sound. When my daughter found out what happened, however, she told me I'd made a big mistake. She said I ambushed him and worse still, robbed him of the opportunity to come out to me in his own time, which she told me is often important to gay people. I really didn't get the impression my son felt that way about our conversation, and she didn't hear from him that he feels that way, but she says it's obvious that he'd be upset. So now I'm wondering if I've been an a-hole telling him I knew, and if so, what should I do next? I've been thinking of checking in with him, but I don't want to inadvertently say the wrong thing and damage my relationship with him more than I already may have done. I cannot lose another person I love, and don't want to hurt my son who went through so much already with his mum's passing. Replies from all are welcome, but especially gay folks who might know what my son is going through. God bless. In my opinion, I don't think he's the a-hole. I can understand what this sister is saying, and I do agree. Like, that is an important part of the journey for a lot of gay people, you know, is coming out in their own time, on their own terms and stuff like that. However, this isn't a situation where it was like, where they've been pushed out of the closet by someone, like being spiteful or anything like that. It's just a concerned dad trying to show his son that he loves him, he supports him, and that nothing will change that. Like, on the off chance that the son was afraid of this conversation, he just wanted to put him at ease so that his son's not harboring any anxiety towards his sexuality or towards having this conversation with his father eventually, especially with him being like growing up where they have, and him being a big part of the church and stuff. I think personally, of course I can't speak for the individual, but if that were me receiving that conversation from like my family, I would feel very at ease, and it would take a big weight off knowing that, okay, so this isn't like, there's nothing to worry about it, you know, in this sense. And you know, because even if he did want to come out a certain way and stuff, I feel like the son is old enough and mature enough to understand that his dad had no ill intentions and that he was just trying to be a supportive father and, trying to be a supportive father and be there for him and, kind of ease any worries. And I think you know what I mean. I'm so bad at explaining things. But I think the son will understand regardless that the dad meant it, like at best, good intentions with it. And he just may not understand that, it's that a lot of people want to come out that way on their own. He just wanted to help, I guess. So I think that will make him feel good. Somebody said, I don't think you have anything to worry about, but if it puts your mind at ease, you could text him something along the lines of, I'm sorry if our conversation put you on the spot or made you uncomfortable, but I love you and I just wanted you to know that. I'm so proud of the man you have become and I know your mother would be too. Then leave the ball in his court. And I do think that's a very good idea. You can just send a quick text, to let him know that you didn't mean to ambush him with the conversation. You hated the thought of him being worried, and that if he wants to discuss it further, you're always there for him. But regardless of that, you're not angry, you're not upset, you love him and you want him to be okay, and that's all there is to it. But yeah, I think the son will be relieved because, like I said, the anxiety is not there anymore of whether or not his dad will accept him. It's not like the dad's told everyone, oh, look, well, my son's gay. That is a bad thing to do. You shouldn't force someone out of the closet like that. You shouldn't force them to come out to everybody like that. That's terrible. He's just let him know that he knows and he's okay with it. So yeah, not the a-hole in my opinion. But yeah, that is the last story for tonight's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed these stories. I hope that you enjoyed it being a bit of a longer one. I've really enjoyed sitting down and being able to make a longer form video like this. As soon